It is time for Week 9 bold predictions. So far, we've seen some unexpected leaders, some collapse narratives, all the storylines. And this Sunday on CBS, we're going to see those two guys, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, going head-to-head. Josh Allen, he's had some regular season success against Mahomes, grabbing a win against him in each of the last 4 years. But the playoffs, different story. Bills are 0-4 against the Chiefs in the playoffs. Here's a look at each of their respective careers. Some impressive numbers. They're nearly identical numbers when you look at it there, except for that one there right at the bottom. Mahomes, of course, has the edge in the playoffs over Josh Allen. And we just love a good hot take around here, a bold take. So for that, we are going to welcome in our NFL insiders, Pete Prisco and Bryant McFadden. Guys, hello. As I mentioned, a roller coaster season. Pete, we're going to start with you. We asked for bold. I think you gave us bold with this next prediction. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, you say they're going to combine for 700 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. Why? How? Give us your reasons.
You know, in most years that wouldn't be as bold, but it's bold because Josh Allen hasn't put up the big numbers in the passing game yet. In fact, the passing game has struggled with the Buffalo Bills. But I think when you look at their defense, Patrick Mahomes is going to go up there and put up big numbers. And so the Bills are going to have to keep up. Yeah, they run the ball with James Cook. He's been effective doing it. He rushed for over 200 last week. But I think this is one of those games where we'll see Josh Allen become Josh Allen again. He's going to get outside the pocket. He's going to create with his legs. He's going to make big plays in the passing game, throwing the ball down the field. And I think that's going to be ultimately what keeps him in the game and ultimately what I think wins him the game. So I think they're both going to have great passing days. So, yeah, 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. And that's 6 touchdown passes, by the way. Wouldn't shock me to see him either run in for one or both of them maybe.
Okay, we love to hear that. Another bold take. You seem to be the king of those today. Justin Herbert throwing for 400 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. You say he threw for 420 yards against the Colts in a loss. But why did you take that take this weekend?
Well, when you look at the Titans defense, they've had all kinds of issues. They're giving up 7.3 yards per pass attempt. That's really bad near the bottom of the league. And we know Herbert can throw the ball around. When you look at the way they're constructed right now with the Chargers don't run the ball very well. That's what, Harbaugh ultimately wants to do. But he can't do it yet. His backs are hurt. I think they're going to make a move to get it back at some point before the trade deadline. They haven't had their offensive line in front of Justin Herbert in the run game, so they throw it around. And when you go to this game, you look at it, you say, why wouldn't you? They have a lot of weapons on the outside. Herbert's comfortable. He's been really good this year. I think he lights them up and plays big, and ultimately they might need him because I think with that run game being what it is, you just don't run it like Jim Harbaugh wants to.
All right, Pete, we lost B-Mac again, and that means you get to tell us your opinion on his bold take, so this will be fun. The Lions and the Vikings in the Motor City, and my goodness, the Lions have some momentum, sitting at 5-2, fresh off the bye week. Vikings, somewhat disappointing this season. They're searching a little bit. J.J. McCarthy's return might perhaps give them a lift, but he said he's feeling amazing, ready to go, and B-Mac said that the Lions will score 50 points at home against the Vikings. Pete, what do you think?
That's pretty bold, considering that Brian Flores kind of coordinates the defense on the other side. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. I don't think it's going to be 50, but I do think they're going to have success against the Vikings and that defense. They blitz a lot. You know what the Lions want to do. They want to run it and then throw off the run game. And I think they will have success doing that. 50? That's a big number. I don't think they get to that. I say they get 35. I think B-Mac's crazy.
All right, B-Mac, you heard it from Pete. You're crazy. Even though your connection's not great, he's still going to roast you a little bit. All right, Pete, you say that Travis Hunter gets 7 receptions, 120 receiving yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He did have 8 receptions last week. Why are you saying that for this week?
Well, I think he's now the #1 wide receiver in Jacksonville. You know, leading into the season, Brian Thomas was supposed to be. He was supposed to take his game to a new level. He hadn't done that, and he's been a disappointment. Well, Travis Hunter is starting to really show up in the passing game. You saw him against the Rams get a shot down the field for a touchdown. And I'm hearing that he's going to end up being the #1 wide receiver. They're going to focus the offense on him. And when you look to the other side of the ball, they need him at cornerback. He's their best corner. He's their best corner. He's their best receiver. You make a move to go get a guy like that in the draft, it's time you start using him at both. And I think he's going to play more and more on both sides of the ball. It wouldn't shock me to see him play almost every snap on both sides of the ball.
Ooh, that is a bold prediction. We like that. All right. Again, you're going to have to tell us your opinion on BMAC's bold take. I can't fully understand this one completely, the rationale behind what he's claiming, but his bold prediction is that the Raiders will upset the Jaguars. Vegas enters this game 2-5 offensively. They've struggled. Defensively, Jacksonville 4-3. Their offense, better than the Raiders. The Jags, of course, have Travis Hunter lighten up the stats. So can you explain what you think here, Pete? Do you agree?
Well, this whole exercise is supposed to be bold predictions, not that some team that's barely an underdog upsets the other team. I mean, BMAC, you get an F for the exercise and a D- for your bold prediction. Give me a break. I mean, that's not bold at all. He's predicting a home team that's a 2.5, 3-point underdog getting a win? How bold? That's not bold at all. It's supposed to be bold predictions, not predictions.
Oh, my goodness. All right. See, he's not even here to defend himself. I think you're liking this too much. All right. The Bears and Bengals. He says that they are going to combine for at least 60 points. What say you, Pete?
That one I agree with him on. I think that game's going to get really loose. There's going to be a lot of points. I think Caleb Williams, hearing all this stuff out there that he hasn't been the same player the last couple weeks. He's going to go against the Bengals team that made the Jets look fantastic on offense last week. You saw what they did. They gave up 510 yards of offense to a Jets team that had an owner, ripping the quarterback before the game. So I think they have issues on defense, and on the other side, I think that even though if it isn't Joe Flacco and it's Jake Browning, they'll still be able to score against the Bears. So I do like that one. I think that one's going to go over, get really high, maybe get up into the 60s, like you said.
All right, Pete, thank you so much for your bold predictions and for pinch hitting for BMAC when he couldn't be here and telling us what you think of his predictions. We appreciate the time. All right, our NFL Today crew will be in Buffalo for this one Sunday at noon. You're not going to want to miss it. We just talked about it. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. That's at noon on Sunday.